And welcome to the next block of Provident Life Crisis Services Crisis Worker Training. This block will be on our Feeling Kind of Blue social media website. If you look in your workbooks, you will find the following slides in there under Feeling Kind of Blue. Feeling Kind of Blue is a social media website which Life Crisis Services monitors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Additionally, the Feeling Kind of Blue social media site has its own hotline. The hotline is shown here. Additionally, this slideshow presentation will be emailed to you, and it is suggested that you click the link in order to look at the Feeling Kind of Blue website. If not mentioned later, it should be known that crisis workers are not allowed to become members of the Feeling Kind of Blue website while they are active crisis workers. The background of Feeling Kind of Blue is that it went live with Life Crisis Services in November of 2013 and currently now has over 5,000 members. It provides peer support for individuals that have depression, anxiety, and other mental illnesses. It is only for adults ages 18 and over from all over the United States and allows them to connect with each other. You may see this bullet point on a quiz or possibly a test. Again, Feeling Kind of Blue has its own hotline, which is additionally 24/7. And in 2014, at the American Association of Suicidology Conference, Feeling Kind of Blue won the Excellence Award. Crisis workers, pager, or crisis intervention specialists monitor Feeling Kind of Blue, which is assigned in iCarol. Crisis workers need to check the website thoroughly, including reviewing the chat log every 30 minutes. This question may also be asked on a quiz or a test. Minimal role. Crisis workers respond, intervene only for suicide, homicide, and mandated reporting risk. We want the members to support each other and make comments for each other and be more of a peer supporting agency. However, we assist only when these suicidal, homicidal, or abuse or neglect comments are made. Every intervention, which means a post, an email, or a comment, must be documented in iCarol. Each of those call logs must include the date and time, both of the member's post and the crisis worker's response, and a copy of the member's post, which you cut and paste, and a copy of the crisis worker's response. You must always call pager with questions, and you must call pager prior to making any interventions, which means any comments or sending any messages to members. When logging into the Feeling Kind of Blue website, this is the following login as well as the password for the administrators. Additionally, pager and CISs have access to a Feeling Kind of Blue 2 at Gmail. That is the administrator in which we can suspend members, approve members, and send private messages. The login will take you to the home page. Be sure to always look at the latest activity. This is a drop down in many of the tabs. Review each of the posts thoroughly. Click each of the tabs at the top of the screen to review activity for each. The tabs at the top are Forum, Groups, My Happy Place, Depression Quiz, read through this, and the chat. You must sign into the chat, which is in the lower right-hand corner, or there is a chat tab. Only log in to review the chat. Once you've completed reviewing all of the comments, log back out. And remember, you do this every 30 minutes. We log out of the chat so that we do not intimidate or interfere in any comments that the members would like to make or feel that we are constantly monitoring every single comment that they make for anything, to particular information. When you review the chat, you need to review all of the prior conversation that's available as well as the current conversation that may be popping up while you're reviewing through. The chats are time limited and they only go back so far, so be sure to check regularly, again, every 30 minutes. Again, just to mention, crisis workers are not allowed to be members of the site while they're at Life Crisis Services. If the crisis worker is found to have made a profile, they will immediately be terminated. If a crisis worker knows a member, please let Pager know to inform staff of a possible dual relationship, and the crisis worker will be removed during the site. So when do you intervene? When a member is mentioning suicidal or homicidal ideations, first respond to the member post or chat with a public message letting the rest of the members know that we are intervening. Second, send the member a private message urging them to call the hotline. This is only possible by the staff and will be done by Pager or the CIS. Third, copy and paste the public and private messages into iCarol, time, date. And fourth, schedule follow-up in iCarol if assessed at a high or intermediate high risk. Other possible interventions can happen when there are complaints and or concerns about other members or the support staff, if there are abusive or offensive posts by members, or if there are threats of harm to self or other members. If you're unsure, always call Pager. Responses to posts, both private and public, are to remain polite, professional, and empathetic at all times. For example, thank you for your concern about member blank. Feeling Kind of Blue support are aware of the situation and responding accordingly. Please remember that the chat function is only to be used for crisis intervention and policy enforcement and not casual conversation. If any members within the chat room attempt to speak to Feeling Kind of Blue, do not respond. If any members attempt to create a private chat with Feeling Kind of Blue, do not respond. If there is no clear evidence of suicidal ideation, then we do not respond. Some examples would be talking about depression, anger, relationship issues, loneliness, or if nobody is responding to a member's post, we do not intervene. You have to be able to assess risk as best as possible when monitoring the site, so the most important aspect is being able to determine whether the member is at high risk or not. High risk examples. It's fine, I need to get off soon anyway and head home. Found an easy way to go suicide, though if I had that way, antifreeze and Gatorade. I've taken 100 Advil, let's hope it does the trick. Some examples of a medium or a low risk could be, I don't belong on planet Earth, I'm not meant to be here, why don't you have a little compassion and let me go? Or, I don't know what to do anymore, and I'm about at my wit's end with these voices, my visitors and the paranoia. I really wonder if everyone wouldn't just be better off if I had died in the accident. These are real world examples of comments that and posts that members have made. How to respond to an at-risk post. Please tailor each of the private messages to the individual member when you're responding and the content in which they're talking about. Express concern for the member, offer support, always leave the Feeling Kind of Blue hotline number. Keep your responses non-clinical, non-judgmental, and conversational in tone. And then document both the at-risk posts again and your responses with the date and responded in iCarol. So when do you call Pager? Well, in addition to calling Pager, anytime you think you need to make an intervention, Pager also has the ability to delete inappropriate content, approve and suspend members, and also track at-risk members for emergency procedures. Contact Pager whenever you are posting an intervention on the site. If you're unsure whether or not an intervention with a member is necessary, if a member is posting spam or advertising, if a member has posted abusive or harmful content, such as pro-suicide, pictures, discriminatory content, racist, sexist, homophobic, soliciting advice on self-harm or suicidal plans, pro-homicidal violent content, graphic and or pro-self-injury content, as well as suicide notes. Now take out your test booklet and you will find the Feeling Kind of Blue quiz. Go ahead and take that quiz. Remember, In addition to having this video, which continuously plays, you also have the slides available in your workbook in order to assist you while taking the quiz.